Have you ever looked around and felt like you don't quite belong? Not because something is wrong, but because something feels different. Like everyone else is moving through life with a kind of ease, and you're experiencing it more deeply, more intensely, more personally. If that feels familiar, this might resonate deeply with you. Type 4 is often called the individualist. At their core, Type 4s are driven by a deep desire to understand who they are and to be truly seen for that identity. They don't just want connection, they want to be known in a way that feels real, honest, and meaningful. And so they move through life with emotional depth. They feel things deeply. They notice what others miss. They reflect. They search for meaning in experiences, in relationships, and within themselves. From the outside, this can look like creativity, sensitivity, and authenticity. And many times, it truly is. You might notice this in your relationships, wanting deeper conversations, not just surface-level connection, longing to be understood without having to explain everything, feeling especially close to people who truly get you, but also feeling hurt when that depth isn't returned. Pause for a moment. Have you ever felt unseen, even when you were surrounded by people? At work, this can show up differently. You may bring creativity, insight, and emotional awareness into what you do. You care about meaning, not just completing tasks, but understanding why they matter. But you may also feel disconnected in environments that feel routine, structured, or emotionally flat. And sometimes it can feel like you're not quite aligned with the space you're in. Underneath all of this is a deeper pattern, a quiet pull of attention toward what is missing, what could be different, what feels just out of reach. Over time, this can create a subtle belief that others have something you don't, or that something essential is missing within you. This is not because it's true, but because your attention keeps returning there. You might notice it in small moments, comparing your life to someone else's, revisiting emotions again and again, feeling like something meaningful is just beyond your reach, or holding on to certain feelings because they define your identity. Take a quiet moment. Does any of this feel familiar? When this pattern deepens, it can become overwhelming. Emotions begin to take over. Identity becomes tied to how you feel in the moment, and the present starts to feel less satisfying than what you imagine could be. But growth for Type 4 does not come from feeling more. It comes from something grounding. Learning to gently shift your attention, not away from your emotions, but toward balance within them. Sometimes growth begins with something very simple. When you notice yourself comparing, pause. Take one slow breath and bring your attention back to what is here. Not what is missing, but what is present. When emotions feel intense, instead of becoming the emotion, try noticing it. I feel this, and allow it to move without holding on to it. This is not about losing your depth. It is about gaining stability within it. As this begins to shift, something changes. You still feel deeply, but you are no longer carried away by every feeling. You begin to experience a quiet steadiness, a grounded presence that allows you to stay connected to reality, not just emotion. Your creativity becomes more consistent. Your relationships become more open. Your sense of identity becomes less dependent on how you feel in the moment. This is the movement from emotional intensity to emotional clarity, from focusing on what is missing to recognizing what is already here, from longing to presence. There is an invitation here to come back to this moment, to allow your life as it is right now to hold meaning, to recognize that you are not missing something essential. You are already whole. So, here's something to sit with. Where in your life does your attention go to what is missing? And what would it feel like to gently return to what is already present? Not perfectly, just honestly. This is Cornerstone Scriptures. Stay with the journey.